We translated our face-to-face help desk to a virtual environment using Google Meets to have real-time sessions with students. This has been helpful because we can share our screen, the students can ask questions, and that's a lot easier than using email to go back and forth with the questions. The second thing, learning objects development. This is giving us an opportunity to expedite a project that was already in the works, to create digital learning objects that tackle specific learning outcomes or skills. So just quick lessons for things like choosing a research topic, reading an academic journal article, things like that. So we've created these in the form of videos and animated PowerPoint slides, and we put them in a LibGuide for faculty to be able to easily share those with students. So kind of on an as-needed basis, like an a la carte menu. And then faculty feedback. We really need to have more dialogue with faculty, but so far the feedback has been quite positive about our transition to the online environment. Okay, so just reflecting on this experience so far. What have we learned? What's worked? What hasn't worked? It's still really too early to tell, but these are important questions that we're going to have to ask and address as the semester ends, particularly because we are going to be online for the summer session, and we still don't know what's going to happen for fall. So this is going to give us a great opportunity to kind of assess what we've been doing and get a sense of whether that's been working or not. And that leads to the next question. How do we assess? This is a critical piece for us because we collect and analyze a lot of assessment data throughout the semester for both internal purposes, but also for reporting out to our stakeholders. So configuring that assessment data to fit and constructing a new narrative is going to be really important. And what are the next steps? So a future study comparing in-class instruction and online instruction by looking at our pre-class test scores for both cohorts and comparing that data, create again the new forms of assessment to help us move forward, and then finally following up with faculty to get a sense of feedback to figure out, if what we're doing is working well or not. That takes us to 5. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice. You stayed under 5.
I really was working hard on that. I was watching the clock. As much as I wanted to hear the music, pressure was on.
Pressure on David now. He's got to keep it short.
I'll keep it short. Yeah, so, and Justin is going to show my pictures. Anyway, good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David Hirsch, and I am the library's advisor for the Mohammed bin Rashid Library, a new public library located in the Al Jadaf neighborhood of Dubai, between the Palazzo Versace Hotel and Festival City. We are hoping it will open before Expo 2020, whenever that is. This project has been a long time in coming, and we're all very excited about it. MBRL is an independent foundation under Dubai government. It is not part of the Dubai Public Libraries, which are under Dubai Culture, or more correctly, the Dubai Culture and Arts Authority. So we are the Mohammed bin Rashid Library, and we're directly under Dubai government. The building has 7 floors above ground and 1 floor below ground, and includes a general library, a children's library, a young adult library, an art and media library, which also includes music, a map and atlas library, a specialized Emirates library, a business library, and a special collections library, which will include rare books and manuscripts. We also have a periodicals library, which will include mainly popular magazines and newspapers. The library will also house 2 large exhibit halls, the first being a permanent exhibit showcasing the treasures of the library, which will include rare books and manuscripts from many different traditions, as well as artifacts used for writing and bookbinding. And the second being a rotating temporary exhibit for which I can't provide details at this time. The majority of our collections will be in Arabic and English, but we also hope to have materials representing the many other elements of Dubai's society. And I've already acquired materials from the local South Asian, Filipino, Russian, Iranian, Armenian, French, German, and Spanish-speaking communities, all of which have their own publications. All languages are integrated in the library. That means we're shelved together, not like the traditional way in some of the libraries here where the Arabic is by itself and the English is by itself. All of our languages are integrated, and the library uses the Library of Congress classification system for all books, LC subject headings for Western language books, and subject headings from the Arabic Union catalog for Arabic books. The library will be open to all Dubai residents aged 5 and up. There is no charge for membership. When I say open, I mean for membership, but other people are of course welcome to come and use the library on site. In addition to printed books, we plan to have ebooks, databases, other e-resources in English and Arabic, as well as music and video content, Braille materials, and audiobooks. The library also plans to hold a wide variety of programs and events. We have a beautiful auditorium, which holds 570 people, and numerous meeting and study rooms, so maybe we can have an ILN meeting at our library at some time once we're open. So, as I'm sure the situation is for most of us, we're currently working remotely, but look forward to welcoming you all in person once we return to some sort of normalcy. And that's what I had. Thank you.
Thank you, David. That was
You're welcome.
great.
You did great. That's
Well,
so
we're
interesting.
looking forward.
Okay, now we're going to have the breakout rooms for now. I'm going to break you all in rooms, and this is done automatically, of course. So I'm not choosing the rooms myself. Enjoy the time. And
Well, the breakout will be a meet and greet. If you're in a room where people don't know what they're supposed to talk about, just talk about yourself, where you're from, what you've been doing, that sort of thing. It's 5 people and it's 5 minutes.
yeah, so here you go.
You realize I'm supposed to be hosting this, right? Am I just sitting here staring at my breakout room? 1, 2, oh no, I see. Okay, maybe I made a mistake. I'm sorry, I don't know what I did. I think I denied my breakout room. Maybe the rest of us
Oh.
here who are still here didn't go in. Want to send us again?
Okay.
Sorry.
I need to close all and then, okay, let me see if I can. I can't.
No, don't do that. But it looks like there's a lot of us who missed the breakout room as well.
Okay, so,
So I
okay,
guess we're just one big breakout room, the 15 of us who are left. Did
Okay.
all these other people, I see Kavita, Lillian, Smitha. So the rest of us, we all missed the button that says go to the breakout room. Oops.
Yeah, I
Shall we
guess
chat?
so.
Shall we meet and greet with the Abby, Khalid?
Yeah, just, this is,
15-person breakout room. All of us have missed to click the button. So Melanie from Zayed University, we're doing some online teaching. I see Haneen. Maybe all the rest of them are getting a cup of coffee. Kavita. Oh man.
Fatma.
Khalid,
Yeah,
want to introduce yourself, Khalid?
only few are left now.
Well, no, a breakout room is where we were supposed to click a button that sent us to the breakout room, but I missed clicking the button.
Me too. I
And it's
thought,
being
yeah, I mean,
recorded. Ours is being recorded, so this will be on YouTube.
oh, Nikesh is around.
So Khalid, you're from,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, Nikesh just came back. All right.
I've been here. I was here.
Please introduce yourself, Nikesh. We're in the
Hi.
breakout room right now.
I'm Nikesh, systems librarian at Zayed University. I'm colleague of Melanie.
Great. Melanie, you were asking something to me?
Yeah, it's just a meet and greet introduction session. It's supposed to be in a small breakout room, but if you want to introduce
But-
yourself to these 15 people.
Okay, but they cannot hear me, right? If
Yes, we can all hear you. It's a breakout room of
Okay,
13 people now, 2 have left.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Khalid. I'm working
So
in
you work,
I'm working as a collection development librarian at UA University. So my primary task before was for medical library. Now I am being transferred to the main library to look after all collections. So there is some sort of I cannot say promotion, but it's a coverage. Like we have to. Most of our elderly staffs are leaving now because of the age factors. So, so there was a vacuum there. So I'm feeling that vacuum now.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh, that'll be a change for you. You've worked at the medical library for many years, right?
Yes, yeah. But it is all under the same umbrella. But I need to cover both now, medical library and the main library.
Thank you. I see that we have 13 other people in the breakout room and they all have their microphone muted and their camera off. Would anyone else like to unmute their microphone and undo their camera so they can introduce themselves? Thank you so much, Khalid. You'll be presenting next month, inshallah. Ramadan Kareem. Good luck with your new job.
So we are just preparing our session now for next presentation.
Want to give? She might be floating around.
Hi, Kavitha.
Oh, good. Your proposal sounds like a very good session already.
Melanie, we have a newcomer now. Her name is Reem. She's my co-presenter in our next session. Yeah, I think she can introduce herself.
And Reem is right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Want to introduce yourself, Reem?
You just joined us. Reem, can you hear us?
Well, actually, Asma, how about you introduce yourself?
Okay.
Everyone has their microphone turned off.
Okay, my name is Asma and I work now at Rabdan Academy. I've been doing during the COVID-19 information literacy sessions on using WebEx, which was a bit of a challenge because it's not really that, I don't know, it's a bit complicated. The sound is not really in good quality and but it was okay. Students were, getting interactive, asking questions, paying attention. In class, they used to play with their mobiles. But in our classes, the faculty forced them to turn on the camera so they can see what they're doing. And we've been monitoring their attendance and they've been monitoring recording sessions. I did also some recordings to be put on Moodle for them. So if they need to go to a recording, they forgot something, they did not attend the online session for some reason, they go to Moodle and they can check the recordings for them. The recording is another bit of challenge because we're using a cinematic tool, which is again not very friendly use. You can only download it in YouTube and the session has to be like 5 minutes only to be available in Moodle. Otherwise, it will be too large to be uploaded in Moodle. So it's a bit of a challenge there, but it's going well. I think the students are getting used to now. In the beginning, it was a bit of a challenge.
Oh, I see. I can join my breakout room. I'm going to go for 1 more minute. If you go down to the bottom at breakout rooms, you can join the one that you were supposed to go to, guys. So if any of you would like to go see who's in your breakout room, I'm going to join breakout room 8.
Okay, we just actually left our breakout room. We thought we had to come back.
We finished.
Oh, well.
Okay, so what do we do? We go to leave meeting? No. Oh, breakout rooms. Join breakout room for.
Yeah, I think we can go back to the breakout rooms if we like.
Well, we only have another 2 minutes. So anybody wants to introduce themselves here? Tell us a little bit of what they are doing, what they do, where they are working. Kavitha, Moza, Hajar, Kix. Tell us something about yourself. What are the challenges you faced during those working from home? Anybody? Haneen, Nikesh?
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Nikesh.
I have already introduced. My name is Nikesh, and I'm working for Zayed University as systems librarian. So currently, I'm engaged in migrating the system from Millennium to WMS. So I'm very busy with that work.
Oh, yeah.
And the working from home, that doesn't matters much for me because most of my work are online. We are using cloud tools most of the time. And I used to work with Khalifa University earlier as systems librarian. So Asma is my colleague, was my colleague.
Was,
So,
yeah.
so I worked 4 years for Khalifa University and moved to Zayed University recently, 4 months before. Yeah. So I'm happy. Thank
So
you.
how is it now? Is it better than before?
Both are equal. Work environment are good in Khalifa University and both in ZU and KU.
Yeah.
So I'm, yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Jeff.
We weren't sure if it would be automatically make us come back,
Yeah,
Asma.
yeah, it is automatic. So actually, I'm going to close the rooms now because we're ready to go for Judy now. How are you, Jeff? We miss you.
I miss you too. How are you doing, Asma?
Good, good. Not bad.
It's great that you guys put this together.
Yeah, well, we want to make use of this virtual thing, so, and I think it's easier for people to.
Hey, Tia.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hi,
Is it 9
Gordana.
or 10 there?
So nice to see everyone.
Jeff, what is the time?
Oh, hi, Jeff.
Hi.
Hey, Jeff, what is the time there now? Is it 9:30?
It's 10:30.
10:30.
Okay, Judy, are you ready?
Oh, you're back in BC. I did not realize, Jeff. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So is it
In
me
spite
now?
of the background.
Oh, wow. Jeff is here.
Hi, Melanie.
Hi guys, we're back.
In front of the music.
Hi.
This stranger?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Mary. Nice seeing you too. Hey.
Here, Teresa.
Hello.
Glenn.
Hello.
Hi,
You saw Robin a second ago. Murray. It's so awesome to see everybody.
Yeah. Hi, Acho.
Hi, miss you.
Hi.
Hello.
Bye.
Hello.
Hey, Marie.
Hi, Jeff. Hello.
Asma, is it me next?
Technology is amazing.
Jeff,
Yep.
Okay, Judy, are you ready? Let's go.
Okay. Cool. I like your background.
Hi.
Hey. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
But we need to send. Okay.
So, greetings everyone. My presentation is an attempt to highlight the changes taking place in information search and retrieval in an environment characterized by artificial intelligence use. I know that there's been work about surrounding this topic, but I'm focusing specifically on UAE. So I realized that there's need for additional insight to address this challenge, because it's acknowledged that the influence of the fourth industrial revolution is a threat to library relevance. The information gathering method I used is content analysis and an online questionnaire. Some of you may have seen the questionnaire via ILN. The response rate was left a lot to be desired, but didn't discourage me. This investigation is also an attempt to contribute to literature pointing to the continued relevance of library and information professionals and their unrelentingly more diversified and exciting possibilities and responsibilities. So I found out that in several places, several respondents expressed a lack of understanding of the meaning of AI in libraries. They know about AI, but not in libraries. And there's also no consensus about the way that it works or impacts libraries. But there is still consensus that it is taking over, and some expressed job concerns. So AI is big data reliant. And in this study, none of the participants confirmed being big data providers or providing guidance related to big data in their workplaces. But then we know that in the UAE, there's encouragement to be innovative. So maybe that can drive plans for smart library infrastructure acquisition. I'm aware of some libraries that have makerspaces. Maybe that's one of the ways that we are moving towards, but it also depends on what the university focuses on to determine the kind of AI applications to adapt to. But it is possible that AI can be utilized in finding and recommending resources in libraries, and can also be used in optimized search and information gathering, information organization, and it produces more accurate subject-specific results and citations. While it's conceivable already to think of library reference assistance being provided by bots, service provision, service promotion and functions like book delivery, inventory, shelf reading are candidates for that. I mentioned book delivery in view of the library spaces designated according to gender that we have. And we are now aware that chatbots use AI to comprehend client issues quicker and give progressively good answers. I have examples of bots, one of which is, I stand to be updated about the library chatbot at the Hamdan bin Mohammed Smart University, and the abundance of chatbots continues. I hope I'm still maintaining my time. I have some suggestions to make from what I observed in my study. There's use in enhancing virtual reality technologies for real world visual learning, because we have so many visual learners, and an investment in advanced technologies for big data analysis is also useful. And while we talk of AI capabilities for optimized searches and information, we have to think of how in news, AI technology allocates codes to information data, and the codes are the basis of classification into regional, national, and global news. AI, while created by IT specialists and not by news producers, influences news production since the algorithms that rule machine behavior also rule the actions. So we have to keep this in mind as we think about AI in libraries. And on this note, I will say thank you because I've mentioned my point. AI is there in libraries. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Melanie. I mean, thank you, Judith.
You're welcome for being the first to clap. Judy, that was awesome. That's very interesting.
Were you guys able to hear my stop music?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, I think that when the speaker's muting, then it won't let me do that. I unmuted myself.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't too far over.
I noticed you were holding your phone, so I thought you wanted me to start dancing.
I was playing the music, but I guess, I don't know, I unmuted it and everything, but I guess it wasn't working.
Well, we're doing well on time. I expected it to go to 11 because I didn't expect it to be this efficient. So we're doing pretty good. This is where we do the Q&A to the speakers. I know that there was a lot of Q&A. Marianne, would you like to direct any of the questions?
Sure, we only have 2 questions so far. Hi, everyone. So the first question is from Gordana for David. What percentage of the Muhammad bin Rashid Library collection is digital?
David took a break.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, David's there, but you know what? He's still muted. I'm going to unmute. No, I can't unmute him. He's
Unmute
talking.
myself, sorry.
There
No,
we
I
go.
will unmute myself.
Okay.
Hi. Yes.
Hi, David.
We don't have any digital material as of this moment because we don't have our own portal and we don't have a website. We have about 200,000 printed books on the shelves, but our website is still under construction, and we are negotiating with a number of digital providers. We are not a science library or a law library. We will not have a medical collection. So, but mainly materials in the social sciences and humanities and the arts. But we will have materials from many of the providers that you're familiar with. And we will not have hard science, as I said. There are a couple of particular vendors I would rather not deal with due to long memories. So that's about it.
Yeah, thank you, David.
If you have specific questions about the e-resources, I can answer.
Okay, thank you. The second question is from Chris to Rhonda. Have you changed your information literacy lesson plans? And are you also teaching live like in Zoom?
We aren't teaching live now. Chris, what do you want to pop in here as well? Okay, apparently.
No? Can you hear me?
No.
Can you hear me there?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, we just created that package that I reviewed, like those 4 elements of the live video that was recorded and the activities, and then we left it with the faculty because they can it's flexible for them. They can either have their students meet at their regularly meeting time and have that library content available, or they can use it as homework. And so you know, we just we knew things were coming and we just wanted to keep it simple and not add a bunch of work to this. And we really didn't know how long this was going to last. I think at the time we didn't know this was going to finish out the semester, and now even probably summer school. So it doesn't mean we won't do it in the future, but at the time and for now, and we only have 1 week left of class, we would have been done probably 2 weeks ago regardless. So yeah, it's more of kind of a package that we were able to forward to them.
Exactly. And I think part of it will be assessing as the semester concludes and really getting that faculty feedback to get a better sense of, you know, are there changes that we can make, you know, change to have take place in the summer. So really a lot of that's going to be assessing what we've been doing.
I'll just make one more point on that. So Rhonda and I live on campus, and so we still bump into our colleagues here because we all live on the we live on the compound, and so you know, faculty have been overwhelmed. They have said that they are it's taking 2 to 3 more times to deliver the same content that would be face-to-face. They're exhausted. Spring break wasn't a break. It was catch your breath and regroup for the next month. So I think that was another, just a few of the folks that I talked to, they needed that extra time to not give up to a library class. It doesn't mean that they didn't, but I think that helped them just with even that 1 hour extra to kind of know they didn't have to give that up. So that's just anecdotal feedback that I've picked up from a few faculty that I've spoken to.
Yeah.
Alana, I don't know, have you heard anything from your faculty at all? Oh, we have you on mute. Sorry.
Yeah,
oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm with engineering. I'm a liaison librarian for engineering. And yeah, I think the general consensus is it's taking a lot more time. They're dealing with much bigger classes. So I haven't really heard back how that's all going. And of course, we're moving into exams. So it'll be interesting to see how the online examination process goes. It's all a huge learning experience. So yeah, there will be lots to reflect upon at the end of this.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Alana. Homai, do you have, what are you guys doing?
Actually, I was the one who asked the question.
Yeah.
Next semester will start a week after next week. So next week, actually, they have asked us all to come back to the library, which is quite strange. So we are gonna create our own separate workstations and sit around library because there will be no students, no faculty. However, there's going to be summer school, so I don't know. Actually, that's why I was asking because I have no idea. So it's kind of overwhelming. I'm like, so should I teach now, or probably I do the same thing you guys have done, like, you know, create specific LibGuides and maybe give more contact information if you need. Just we can have another Zoom session or so on.
You know, one of the things that we did was create specific hours for students in these 2 classes that we generally teach. We dedicated those hours for them to be able to meet with us. And that actually was pretty effective. We had a number of students who took us up on that and met. And it was interesting. Some students wanted the cameras on, some students didn't want the cameras on. So
that's okay.
yeah, so but they really, that was, I'm glad that we provided that specific hour just for them, because I think
so you mean you had like a schedule, like a date, like
yes. Yeah, so for the last, I think 3 or 4 weeks of class, we, you know, specified a couple of hours, a couple of days a week, and said this is specific to you being able to have a chance to ask us questions or for us to meet with you, and sent that specifically out to those faculty teaching in the class so that they could pass that on to students. So it was effective.
And with that, I had the students share their screen so they could drive basically, and I told them where to go.
Yes. I love that. I've done
and
that.
they really, I mean, the students I worked with seemed to like pick up on that because, you know, here's a teachable moment. I want them to learn how to do this.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. They were the first student. We just had problems sharing the screen, but after that, you know, I was able to kind of guide them. And we do that at the help desk quite frequently anyway. We have a separate keyboard. So when a student sits down, we give them the keyboard and then we can kind of help them navigate where to go through. So they're actually doing the work themselves. They just have someone coaching them as we go along.
Yeah, they just need some direction and that's all.
Yeah.
And I did notice too that a lot of the students who took us up on those virtual hours also had follow-up appointments. So they were willing to come back in. Yeah, I had two different students who I met with multiple times. So we really had opened up that dialogue, which was good. That was effective.
Wonderful.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I'll be in touch. I need help.
Yes. Yeah. Well.
Okay, Marianne, any other questions?
We actually have 2 questions for Chris from Mohammed Salah Eldin. So the first one is that Mohammed the MBRL is a public library. So does it have any plans to assume the role of a national library, which is missing in the UAE? And the second one is, how is working remotely gonna affect like future routines for libraries?
Okay. Should I answer the part about the National Library?
Yeah.
I think National Library by default would have to be in Abu Dhabi. I don't think it can be in Dubai. I think that we will have a strong role in the library world here, but I don't think that we will be a national library. And I understand this is not official, that there are plans currently for preparing a national library in Abu Dhabi.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, Marianne.
Okay, David, the second question is, how is working remotely, and for future routine changes, how is this going to affect future routine?
All right, for MBRL? Well, I'm the only librarian right now, so I really can't say. I don't know if we're going to be hiring others or not. All of our hiring has been put on hold. So I don't want to make any predictions about that. I mean, I don't have any e-resources or any print resources that I can access at this point. It's just whatever I have access to from, well, whatever is freely available on the internet and from my previous employment. I am an emeritus librarian from UCLA, so I have access to some resources from that. But no predictions. I wouldn't want to venture a guess.
Okay, Khalid, you raised your hand. Do you want to say something?
In fact, I have a question to Judy. She was narrating AI in library. So what could be the potential area artificial intelligence can be applied in the library? Which area it could be more applicable in the form of library?
Well, for now, there's excitement about the chatbots, mostly in reference for answering the frequently asked questions. And there are hopes for book delivery. And what we use to selective dissemination of information, because the gathering user-specific or user-oriented requirements happens much more easily. But the problem at the moment is the expense. So maybe a bit more time is needed to see if we really need to have it in libraries, and also maybe the costs will go a little lower to be affordable.
Judy, in a multilingual environment, how it will be possible? Because, you know, if it is one language, okay, but, you know, there's some, especially UAE, there are many languages speak, so how it will be possible?
Well, the way that we serve in our libraries, we are predominantly English, Arabic, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so it will be tailored to the environment that it operates in. For example, a bot in a UAE library will not speak the same language as a bot in the Soviet Union, for example.
Okay, thank you, Judy. Marianne, another question?
Okay, this one is, it's not addressed to any specific presenter. It's from Mireille. What are the specified objectives used with students during COVID-19 situations? I think anyone can answer.
Mireille, do you have a specific person to answer your question?
Well, Mireille works in a school library, correct? So
Yes,
maybe she's... Maybe she's not doing so much of information literacy sessions, and she's just wondering how we're trying to serve our students.
It's kind of, actually, I'm not doing online lessons, but if they ask me to, I have two objectives in mind. One of them is meeting primary sources, asking students to write their feelings in a journal, and in this way, they will understand better what a primary source is. And second, website evaluation through CRAB test, fake news. So these are two things I would concentrate on. I just wanted to see, like, if anybody would like to share what they, from their perspective, what they would, what they think is the best thing in this situation, that we can relate it to ACRL standards or to IL teaching.
That would be a good subject to discuss in the communications session we're going to do next week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, you can
so we
join
don't have
us.
to answer it now. Yeah, we don't have to answer
We're
it now.
going to talk about how are we communicating, how are we doing things. So maybe you get an answer to your question there.
Good. All right. Thank
so
you.
there will
Thank
be
you,
a follow-up survey. Now's a good time to tell you guys that the follow-up survey is being combined with the ILN member survey. And even though not all of you are members, I'd appreciate you taking the survey to tell us about how this program was for you, what future programs you'd like to be part of. And the major bonus is that you can automatically register for the future sessions, because this having to email me directly was not very easy for you. So in this follow-up survey, you'll be able to just click a button to participate in future events. And almost every question and almost every presentation has something to do with this communications roundtable that we're planning for next Wednesday. It'll be all about how we communicate internally and externally, because that is a huge change for us recently, right? So those of you who are in school libraries, I know there's at least a handful of you in this group. We're not all university librarians, or some of us are special. Maybe we can even break out according to that criteria of where we work. That way it'd be more relevant conversation for us if it's helpful to you guys. Some of you are outside of UAE. Jeff's in Canada, Teresa's in Qatar. We have so many different perspectives and tools we're using. It'd be nice to talk about that together. So as far as I am concerned, the main session's over. I also see some technical services librarians. If you'll give us feedback about how this could be more useful to you, perhaps information literacy or otherwise, maybe we could Asma, what do you think about ending with another breakout session? Would anybody like to break out and meet a different batch of people? Because there's 62 people. That's a lot of to greet. It would be nice to break down.
If you want another breakout session, just raise your hands.
Nancy Gleason says yes.
Okay. Well, 3 is not enough. Do you want to stay?
No, not just the 3, but maybe to end it, we could break out. I would say you could probably break it out into like groups of 10, because I know that a lot of people want to chat with Jeff, who we used to work with. So if we could run into a room with maybe 10 people. So could you break it out into maybe 6 different groups?
There's Donabel OBS who wanted to have additional information to Chris's answer. So can we hear Donabel? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, sorry for being late. Yeah, I just want to add some information regarding Harris on the question on, where is that? Let me see. Yeah, experience of working remotely. So in our experience here in Dubai Institute of Design and Innovation, when we had this work from home, the only challenge was the physical access to the books. So what we did was we maximized the e-resources that we have, and it is still a regular routine for the library. I'm a one-man librarian, so I just have a constant communication with the faculty on coordinating with a course per week, because the regular classes is ongoing through online classes. So what I'm doing as librarian is I'm closely coordinating with the faculty what is the particular course for this week, and I am providing the resources, all relevant resources for that particular topic through our electronic resources or online databases. And for the future work routine, do you expect any change in the normal routine? I guess so, definitely. Maybe it might have, especially with our the new normal that we will have after this pandemic. So the library is planning to put up a risk reduction management plan exclusive for the library with consideration for the sanitation and hygiene program and the physical distancing, definitely a challenge for the space requirements. So that will be also I guess, a change in the normal routine in the library. So that's all.
Well, that's nice of you to share, Donabella. Would anyone else want to share in the group of 60, or should we continue with a breakout session format? It might be nice to have small groups where we can share with each other. I had a few people raise their hand before about small groups, so if we could go ahead and move into small groups for another 5 minutes, would that be okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Asma. I appreciate that.
Okay, I'll just make them like 3 rooms only. So
well, that would be groups of 20 still. We have 60 people left.
Okay, let's do them 5.
Someone said it's okay.
Okay, so
everyone here's so quiet. All 60 can't just sit and listen to one person. Well, they could, but it's not a prepared presentation.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay, people are coming back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thank
Hello.
you. Did you enjoy your groups?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, that was good.
So what do you think? We should do this more often?
Yeah, it was really nice. I enjoyed it.
I think there are more questions to be answered, Asma.
Yeah. If you want to stick around and get your questions answered, maybe Marianne, if you want to.
Actually, can I share what I just heard from Lindsay? Our breakout session, I felt great because I heard from Taylor at NYU about what they're doing, offering general instruction sessions, which I never even thought about doing that. That's something I've done a few years ago, but it doesn't seem like people respond to it. But it would have been appropriate for this setting. We have chat that we rely on, and the chat is usually how we channel people who have point of need questions. Lindsay just shared with us actually something quite personal about how the session she had was one of the worst she ever had. I guess maybe that's something we're going to experience in these online environments, is some of the worst experiences we've ever had. So I don't know. Does anybody else feel, we still have 57 people. You guys are so great to stick around. I guess I originally booked it for 2 hours, so we just ripped through and we had a couple of presenters not present. Would anyone else like to talk about how they deliver their instruction? I'm learning quite a bit.
Melanie, there are some questions that were not answered. So maybe.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Just Marianne, just present the questions, please.
I think that was it. Chris was asking Mary to discuss the National Library plans, if there are any underway. So for Mary.
Actually, I'm not a spokesperson of the National Library, but what I can say, I think last year, no, 2018 actually, there was a meeting that was called. They invited different librarians from different key areas, and it was a brainstorming session. So, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. So it was a brainstorming session, and I was part of the participants, and we were asked as to select a location and advise what key collections would be needed, and think of employment and sort of budget. So we did that, and then it was presented to a higher committee. And I know it's still happening. As to when, I'm not sure. That's all I can share for now.
Okay, thank you. Another one is from Lauren. To anyone, if there are any institutional efforts in the region to document COVID within our different institutions, any archiving initiatives or library-centered activities?
Raise your hand if you think it's highly doubtful that anyone is going to be collecting that information. I don't know. I'm just not thinking that that's something that's very optimistic. But Lauren, you were working in China before this. Do you want to talk about anything related to that? Are you happy that you're here in UAE?
Thanks, Melanie. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren. I just moved here last semester.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, other than connecting with our colleagues at NYU Shanghai, I can't really comment too much about it. I think depending on where someone is in the region and what last minute decisions they made, I probably would have had to face making a last minute decision to go back to the US and wait it out or go back. But I do feel really safe being here, and I love being connected to this network and learning from everyone and kind of going through this as a information professional, being able to connect to this group. So thanks for that question. I know that there are efforts like within an institutional library and then some archives themselves in North America where people are beginning to think about more on like a community level and the role that the library can play to bring community together. Whether that's through instructing people on things that are, might become important resources. But I was just curious if anyone was engaged in that kind of work. We've been thinking about it a little bit.
And exactly what type of collection? I think two of us are talking. I was just going to ask what type of collection of information, and you're talking about statistics or?
Yeah, sorry. No, more experiential. And if you want, I can email sort of. There's an aggregated list of projects like that going on in the U.S. right now. I could email that to you, Melanie, if you wanted to share that, or just so people are aware. Like that's the framework I'm thinking of.
You could post it to the Google group to share with us the idea. I would love to know more about that.
And this is Teresa McGregor from Qatar. So our main campus archives right away started, put out a request to archive all the university and department emails. So I've been sending them all of the kind of official Qatar campus emails. And then this is our exam week. So next week, I'm going to put a call out to our faculty and students to share any kind of COVID-19 switch to remote learning documentation that they want to share with the archives. And then our instruction librarian started a project called Quaranzines. So zines are like homemade, personal made magazines. And so she's asking students, faculty, staff to kind of make zines about their life in quarantine or remote working and then share those with the library so we can have a collection of those and a display when we're all back in the building. So that's what we're doing archives-wise.
Any other questions? Anybody? We can't hear you, Melanie. We lost your voice.
I'm not talking for change.
Okay. So, Mireille, you have a question?
No, thanks, Asma.
Okay. So we wrap up?
Sure. Well, actually, so I guess next week we can continue with the communications, but I hope that all of you who are participating today will join us for further sessions. Especially, I want to hear about failures and successes because it's really helping me to understand, benchmarking how I'm delivering instruction. So I really appreciate those of you who have shared. So I guess we will wrap up if no one else feels like they have something they want to talk about with instruction or experiences. I'm loving the word quarantines. And I know David, if he's still on, is going to love that too. He collects all sorts of ephemera and he loves zines, right, David?
I love zines, yes. There aren't a lot of zines in this part of the world. The most I collected was at UCLA from Turkey. We had over 200 titles, zine titles from Turkey, all interesting subjects. I wish there were more here. Anyway. But in case if there's anyone still around that's interested in children's books, the Art Jamil is preparing a children's book about COVID, and I think it's already or very soon it will be available online, and they're also planning a printed edition. So if you haven't visited Art Jamil, try and contact them and find out more about it.
They have a library.
Interesting.
Yes, they have a library, but they're not open yet. Yeah, it's so the person to contact there, her name is Uns Katan, but they're still closed. But I'm in touch with her, and I know about this book, and it looks really nice.
Art Jamil is a new contemporary art museum over in Dubai.
In Al Jadaf.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really beautiful, world-class museum, and with a library. So actually, I thought that the question was about statistics for health and information. Do you guys go to any place? I'm not sure if anyone has a reliable, what is it, Worldometer? I mean, that's where we're getting general information, but like
there's a
just
specific
numbers.
Emirates one. Let me see, 1 second. If I can find the website, I can post it in the chat.
Oh, great.
Just give me
we
1
have
minute.
Mohammed from the
There's a guide from Teresa if you're interested. There's a link for a guide there in the
copying.
Yeah.
I'm copying that.
So, Mireille, if you're interested, it's there in the chat box.
Okay, thank you. I'll check it. Can I suggest something, Asma and everyone? Sorry, David, go ahead.
No problem. No, I'm just going to write the address for the website that I use.
And Jessica would like to know more about the book. Perhaps when the book comes out, or we can post to the Google group about the ISBN.
I can definitely post the information once it's issued.
Yes, Muhammad Saleh have a question. Can you unmute yourself, please? Okay.
Thank you. As you know that I'm working with DHA, Dubai Health Authority, and we are in the middle of the battle right now. Regarding the documentation of this coronavirus era, I feel DHA and other health authorities would have to do a lot of effort to document this experience in the field of clinical experiences, plus the administrative experiences. Regarding the statistics, now the statistics are released only by the Federal Health Minister of Health, UAE. And it can it easily found at the websites and the social media platforms.
Yeah,
For
I just
example,
put the website.
Yeah, the DHA has a very active Instagram account. Every day, like twice, they post the statistics.
For news releases.
Yeah, the website that I just posted has updated information every day.
I don't think you pressed enter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I sent it
there's no
just to
website.
Mireille. 1 second, 1 second. I will send it to everyone. There we go.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm copying that.
Yeah, it's available in English and Arabic.
Oh, it's from NCMA, yeah.
Yeah, for the Supreme Authority for Crisis Management or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for a National Emergency Crisis and Disasters Management Authority.
Yeah, this is one of the courses that we teach at Rabdan Academy. So they provided us with all their collection for free. It's part of interacting with them.
Look if you look at the chart, it looks like it went down yesterday. It didn't.
It didn't, yeah. Yeah.
Because this is the down spike is for today, and they haven't posted today's today's statistics yet.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it's been going up during Ramadan. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, of course.
Donabella, you have a question? She raised her hand.
Not a question, but an additional information that you can also check out the MBRU initiatives, because MBRU, or Mohammed bin Rashid University of Medicine and Health Sciences, is also considered as identified as Dubai's COVID-19 Command and Control Center. So there are also some initiatives and some data that you may need related to COVID resources. In fact, one of their initiatives that is involving with the students is the hackathon, wherein our institute also is one of its partner. So wherein our students are trying to make a prototype or design of the face shields and some medical, other medical medical equipment that can be used for this COVID. So maybe you can also check out this MBRU. We have some COVID-related resources.
Can you share a link with us, Donabella?
Yeah, sure. It's in the website of the MBRU. I will share it to you, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, just post it in the chat box, please. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks.
Well, thank you all for participating. I still see there's 55 people on and so many people that I haven't talked to in a long time. I'm thinking, I haven't talked to Jeff in like almost a year. Would he like to talk to us about what he's doing up in Vancouver?
There is a question from William from ETCT. He's asking, is there a resource that can filter the cases by Emirates?
I think that's a little bit sensitive. I don't think they want to do that.
Okay.
But if someone has seen something like that, please let me know. I haven't seen anything like it.
I just see it on social media. I don't know whether these are accurate or not.
No, Mom, I feel this is as David said, it's federal and it's only one authority to announce the numbers. And it is national-wise numbers, nation-wise.
Because we see on social media, especially on Snapchat, people are posting numbers by Emirates. So how accurate they are?
No, they are not authorized even to announce that numbers.
Oh.
Yeah, that's something I was curious because on social media, there's tons and tons of people posting things, but there's no way to verify, the relevancy, how current the numbers are. So I was just curious if there was an authoritative resource that could, show the cases by Emory.
Yeah, I believe in that. And that's why as information provider, I guess we are one of the authoritative resources or sources that each our university are relying to. So as information provider, we should also be vigilant and observant of and be careful of what we are sharing with our faculty and with our students. That is our primary responsibility now that we are most of us in this kind of situation. So let's always check out what kind of information we are sharing with.
Yeah, this is a really helpful thing for us as information literacy professionals, because I know I speak with students where you always doubt, oh, young people don't know, they trust everything they see. No way. I talk to students who say, I worry that my parents believe every WhatsApp meme they look at. Like, it's great to know that they're even worried about information literacy, because right now it's so important, literally life or death. Like, people need to be going to reliable sources of information, and they're going to use all those critical thinking skills that we've been trying to help them with. I'm sorry, Jeff, I got you excited to talk. Did you prepare your speech about Vancouver? You got snow?
And I don't want to take everybody's time because, yeah, anyway, hi everyone. Yeah, so actually they're starting to make noises about getting back to business, but they haven't talked about whether the schools are coming back in BC and in Vancouver anytime soon. So yeah, we've been just sort of battening down the hatches. I like to hear about you guys too, making a lot of videos and I had my first face-to-face, because it kind of, for my institution, it came at a weird time. So most of our instruction was done. So I just did my first class yesterday and today. But yeah, it's quite a trip, isn't it? It's very different. It's a lot of work to do it effectively online. Medium is the message. So I think we're all getting our heads around that. I think it'll be mixed for at best it'll be mixed classrooms for a very long time.
What do you mean by mixed? Hybrid learning?
I think there'll be a little bit of face-to-face where it needs to be. I work at a polytech, so there's a lot of hands-on stuff that has to happen. And they're trying to figure out how to make that work, get people into aircraft, aviation hangars and stuff like that. But for anything that's non-essential, it'll be online, I think, for quite a while. And I think I was saying to my breakout group that I think it's good. Like, to be honest with you, I think it's forced me to be a better educator. It's made me re-examine everything I do. So even if we went back to class next month, which we won't, I'll teach differently. I think it's been jarring, but I think it can be very positive too.
Yeah, it made us become more creative and think of other ways to deliver those classes.
And we got to remember that not all of we sort of think that all students are thriving in our face-to-face classroom, and that's not actually the case. And online, you can make a lot of accommodations. You can universal accessibility, universal design principles you can bring in so that students can go back and refer to what you've done. You should be doing that anyway. It doesn't have to be just online, but so yeah, it's kind of interesting times that way.
Asma, you're teaching, well, I know that at technical schools, you guys end up working with first responders. I think at Asma, at your university, you're having, or you actually teach people who are emergency management, maybe police?
Yes, police, security, emergency management, homeland security, CSI. We are doing online sessions, and at the same time, I'm recording sessions for them using Cinematic. And the online sessions we're using is WebEx, which both are not very friendly, but a challenge to work with, but we're managing fine. And amazingly, I see that students are really enjoying the online sessions, and they are becoming more interactive with us. I mean, in class, they are not that, I don't know why, they're distracted, but during the online sessions, they are more paying attention to this. And the recording sessions, the recorded ones, they're using it, we upload them on Moodle, and we do some kind of analysis of usage, and they are heavily used. And now I'm preparing more recording more sessions for students for the summer course, which I didn't know that it would happen, but amazingly, yes, there is a summer course that's starting in May.
An online course, right?
Yeah. But they wanted the summer course because it's just short, 1 month. They don't have time for classes. They're asking for recordings more.
Well, if it works, keep it under 2 minutes so they watch it.
Yeah, it's the challenge in Cinematic actually. I cannot record a long session. In Moodle, it does not accept more than 500 MB. So more than 10 minutes, it won't be uploaded. I'm uploading on YouTube for them and then posting the link to Moodle, but now they want more short lessons, being specific on how to do this, how to do that, how to do the search. If you want this, where to go, if you want to find out what to do. And also presentations. I prepared many presentations for that to go along with the lesson.
Well, the research says you have to keep it under 2 minutes. And if you can break down your instruction into 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, that way it's like how to find a book, how to find an article.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of 5 minutes, 2 minutes, you know, really very, very short. So 5
but
minutes.
that's what they'll watch.
Yeah.
That's what the research is saying. That I haven't seen other things that say that they'll watch something longer.
No, they don't. They don't like to watch longer, and you know they're not very patient in reading either, which they don't. Nobody reads.
Well, we've kept you guys an hour and a half, and you're so kind to stick it out through an hour and a half when half of this is just chatting. But I think, shall we end? Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to add?
I just want
Gordana,
to mention, Judy, you want to say something?
I'm seeing Gordana say she wants to do a greeting of all the 55 people. That's what the breakout sessions were for.
I was waving to say goodbye.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we all
I have to walk along that bridge.
I just want to
Ramadan
mention
Kareem.
something before you all go. The presentations also will be provided. The session is recorded, so if you missed anything, the links for the websites that were given is going to be sent to you by mail through the group. And we wish that you all join us next week for the communication session, because I think it's going to be more interactive.
Ma salama. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you
Assalamu
everyone
alaikum.
for joining us
Bye-bye.
today. It was nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Ramadan
Safe.
Kareem.
Bye-bye,
Take care.
y'all.
Ramadan
Bye-bye.
Mubarak.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
you. Bye-bye. Stay safe.
Bye. Stay safe.
Yes, you too.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.